All right, all right, all right. The Ryan and Jacob show lives again. Got the week 4 recap coming at you. Pretty rough week for a lot of people. Had 3 people that had triple-digit scores and a couple 90s, but a pretty low-scoring week overall. What's your thoughts on week 4?
Yeah, looking at James and I's matchup, he did not have a good week. He's one of the guys who got below 70. I think 3 people below 70, and then Matt had 70.9. James just did not have a good week, which is kind of disappointing because I thought this matchup was going to be very, very good. I was kind of nervous about the matchup, but I mean, my players played out with Lamar and Eckler getting 24s. Kenny Galladay's up there with 18. He got 2 touchdowns. Defense and kicker with 15 each. I mean, my players played out. I had the highest score this week, and my matchup wasn't there. He did not have a good week.
Nah, and you can't be mad. Keep that 4-0 record. Division's probably looking a little bit scared over there now, but yeah, and a rough week from James here. James Conner finally did well, though, which is good. Good sign.
Yeah, I think his downfall was Brady. I mean, Brady just with a 3.7.
Yeah,
really
that
win
is
too many games.
That's not something you want to see from your star quarterback.
I don't know if anyone's watched the Colts game, but Eric Ebron had like 3 drops. But he did get a touchdown. His only catch of the day was a 50-yard touchdown or something. But he had some very bad drops. I watched that game a little bit, and they were not good drops.
Yeah, that's one of the few highlights of his team, though, with the 10.8. He did not have too much better than that. And then the shocking Rams game, the Bucks were just torching that defense. I don't think anybody expected to see that, but a 0 from the Rams D versus Tampa Bay is not something he was probably expecting.
I mean, just Julio Jones with only 5. You don't really expect that from a first-round pick. I don't know, just a bad week from James. I think he's going to look to bring it back next week. I'm not sure. We'll get to who he plays next week, but I think a good bounce-back week next week from James is probably going to happen. But I guess we'll see when that happens. Going to the next game, we can just go to yours and Joey's, which was the closest game of the week.
Yeah, if I just would have played anyone except for Joey or you, I would have been fine. To drop 113.7 and lose I talked about it a lot last week, but God, just a dagger to the dick. But I mean, had a solid performance from Chris Godwin, 29.2. He was eating. CMC, hopefully he's going to be putting up numbers like that all season. I mean, honestly, if Harrison Butker didn't miss a field goal from 30 yards, which, I mean, I'm pretty sure middle schoolers are hitting, but if he didn't miss that kick, I would have won the game. And if Nelson Aguilar would have showed up, I would have been fine. Or if I would have started some scrubs from my bench that did really well. You know, a lot of things I could have done, but it's a tough one to lose, the 113. But props to Joey. He had a good week too. Nick Chubb carried him to that victory for sure. 36 points.
Yeah, if you look at his top 3 people, I mean, all great performances, but then your next 4 all had below 5. So I mean, that 36 from Chubb really, really helped him.
Yeah, then going into Sunday night, honestly, I thought I had a pretty good chance. I didn't think Amari Cooper was going to be doing super well, getting shadowed. But Will Lutz came in and scored all the Saints points, and after that, I pretty much knew that was it. It was over.
Yeah, when that was happening, I was going to text you, how do you like the kicker now? Because if you guys listen to our first podcast, Ryan's he likes the kicker, but the kicker did not like him this week, that's for sure.
Yeah, I lived and died by the kicker this week. My guy missed one, lost me out on 4 points, and then his kicker scores all 12 of the Saints points. But that's exactly the point I was trying to make. Sometimes the kicker will come in and win or lose you a game, and I think that's honestly a really exciting part of this game. So I'm not mad about it. It sucks to put up that many points and lose, but Joey had a great week, so I'll get over it.
The interesting part is Joey actually had Le'Veon Bell, who hasn't really been doing much this year, but he was on a bye. So you put Le'Veon Bell with Gallman and Nick Chubb. That's a pretty good running back core right there for the weeks to come until Barkley comes back.
Yeah. Gallman's questionable this week, so we'll see how that plays out for him. But we can move on to Jimmy and Chewy here. Another low-scoring game. It's going to be the theme of this recap here, probably. Jimmy pulls out a win with an 85.4. I mean, a respectable score. Aaron Rodgers with a pretty solid week versus Philly on Thursday night. It's a pretty good game. I'm pretty happy.
Yeah,
that
if you guys
Packers
remember.
lost.
Yeah, if you guys remember last week, we kind of mentioned that Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams is going to start heating up this week, and Devontae Adams had 18 catches for, or 10 catches. What do you have? 10 catches for 180 yards?
Yeah, something like that. He just went bonkers.
Yeah, 10 for 180. He didn't get a touchdown. They're still waiting or Jimmy's still waiting for that connection of the touchdown. But that was a very good game from Devontae.
He needed
like
that
said,
too.
Kind of last week.
Because he's got a lot of low scores elsewhere. Dorsett at 1.9, AP at 2.8, a 4 from his kicker, a 6 from another running back. I mean, brutal scores, but A-Rod to Devontae Adams carried him to this win.
Yeah, and it helps that your opponent scored 67.7.
Yeah.
Chewy did not have a good week. I feel like a broken record on Chewy's team, but if you look at those top three, double digits, I mean, Deshaun Watson could have done better. But then I like those three, but this rest of his team, man, is just not good.
It's tough, dude. And TJ Hawkinson had a good game, but he went out with a concussion midway through that game, so that's a tough loss.
Yeah, he's
for
getting
him.
a lot of looks.
But, got some people down here on the bench he could have played in that flex spot. That's a tough pill to swallow. A defense down here that did pretty well. I don't know, man. That's it's been tough going for Mr. Chew Nice over here. He's having a pretty rough year.
Trying to poach David Montgomery, or I just asked him about Ronald Jones, see if he wants to trade some of his players, because he's got to make some moves, I think, with the 1-3 record if he wants to try to get back into this.
Yeah, he's gonna have to do something here.
But
all right,
not too bad. So we can go to the next game. Johnny and Rudy. Rudy
the
had the
lowest
lowest
score of the week, maybe the lowest score of the season. I don't know if Rudy thinks that there's a prize for that, but there is not. You do not get anything for having the lowest score of the season, so just so you know.
Yeah, but I mean, looking at Johnny's team, if I was Johnny, I'd be kind of scared with Gurley. I know if they were down a lot, so they were passing a lot, but he only had 5 carries, but he did get 2 touchdowns. He did find the end zone twice. But man, Gurley's had an up and down. Like, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna get touches? Is he gonna gain yards? I don't know. It's a little up and down for Gurley, it seems like, this year.
Yeah, he's been kind of a wild card because you just don't know what's gonna happen back there. You got Malcolm Brown, and they give him goal line carries every once in a while. So Todd Gurley, not a guarantee, but a great week this week, and Johnny's probably pretty happy about that because got him the win. Of course, he probably didn't need that to get the win versus this score next to him.
I mean, Derrick Henry had a good week, 100 yards, 27 touches, but 100 yards. No touchdown this week, but he still got double digits, which I guess all you can ask for a second round. I thought it was... God, he drafted him at the second round? I did not know that.
Yeah, but if it takes you almost 30 touches to get there, you happy about that? I don't know, maybe. Austin Hooper had another good
he
week.
still got double digits. Not bad. Yeah, Austin Hooper, 13.
Johnny keeps rubbing in my face that I've been down on Derrick Henry all year, and I shouldn't be because he's putting up respectable numbers. I'm still not convinced, Pat. I mean, I get it. He's putting up some respectable stuff, but Yeah, dude, I don't know about that guy. Still, 27 touches to get that 10.8. Not a fan.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing about Johnny's team, the wide receiver core doesn't look great. With Edelman, only 3, DJ Chark, 4.4, and then Marvin Jones, 7.7. He does have T.Y. on the bench, kind of hurt. Hopefully he can come back, and I think he might be coming back this week.
Yeah, and Terry McLaurin down there didn't play this week, but he's been having a great year too, so
yeah,
we'll be hoping to see him out there again.
Yeah, and if you go back to, if you go to Rudy's team, I mean, just you kind of put up your defensive numbers there, -6 with the Ravens. That kind of killed them.
Yeah, that was, I feel his pain on the defense there. That's not a lot you can do about that. That's a brutal number. It sucks that defenses can go negative, but I have been there.
And he continues to play Calvin Ridley, which is, I don't know about that. Tevin Coleman's supposed to be coming back, looking back or looking at his bench, but Calvin Ridley just has not performed.
He did those first 2 weeks, but since then it's been pretty downhill. And then Vernon Davis.
He did. I didn't know.
Vernon Davis, brutal, half of a point.
Yeah, 0.5. Yeah.
I mean, he's technically a starting tight end, but he's technically not also. Like, he is the backup. He's old. I don't know, man.
Then Vinatieri with only 5. I think last week you said that was not a kicker you'd like to have.
No, dude, this guy keeps jacking kicks. I think he's finally starting to show his age or something, because he's been nothing short of terrible this year. I think he's missed one in just about every game.
Except week 3, but yeah, he's missed one. He missed one last week, which was a 50+ one though. He missed 2 extra points week 2, and then 3 total week 1. So yeah, Vinatieri not been great. We kind of honed down that last week. Yeah, Rudy's gonna hopefully bounce back. Jimmy Graham on the bench, that'd probably be a good play, with Devontae Adams maybe sitting out this week because of a turf toe issue. But I mean, we'll see what Rudy does.
Yeah, seems like Pat Mahomes is pretty much the only consistent thing on this team. But yeah, he'll look to turn it around. And once again, Rudy, lowest score doesn't get a prize. So I don't know if that's what you're shooting for, but might want to go the other way next week.
All right, so the next game is going to be the game of the week we had, which was a lot closer. I wouldn't say a lot closer than we thought. We kind of thought that Dom would pull away, but Chris hung in there. He had a chance. Tyler Boyd, he was down about 13 with Tyler Boyd still left to play Monday night. He could have pulled the upset, but Dom hung on. Tyler Boyd didn't really do much. The whole Bengals offense didn't do much that Monday night. But Dom looked good. 94, that's respectable. Wentz had a good game. Cooper Kupp again. That's what Dom said to look out for him last week, and he had a good week last week.
Yeah,
last 2 weeks too.
Definitely. And then Carson Wentz up there with a 19.7. Devontae Freeman finally had a good week.
He get a touchdown? No, he had 8. So still a little scary for Devontae Freeman because he had 8 receptions, 72 yards, and then 12 carries, only 28 yards on the ground. So a good week, like fantasy-wise, but I'd be still kind of nervous if I was down about Freeman.
Yeah, I wasn't really super high on Freeman coming in. His first few weeks kind of solidified that thinking for me, but I mean, it's good for a 10 this week. But yeah, I'm still not convinced on. He's kind of like Derrick Henry to me, to be honest. But I don't know. I still love that Mark Andrews pick down there. He had a pretty decent week. Kamara had a pretty off week.
Yeah, I was just looking at his stats. He's been kind of
pretty happy that he still pulled out the win with that.
Yeah, Kamara's been a little inconsistent. He had one double digits, one single, one double, one single. I'm sure Kamara will figure out. He'll be all right, I think.
Yeah, and you know what? I had a choice between him and Christian McCaffrey, and I think that I made the right choice.
Yeah, McCaffrey's been out of this world this year.
But then you go over, we look at Chris's team, Jacoby Brissett. What a week from him.
Not a bad week.
Tearing up that Raiders defense.
Marlon Mack did get hurt. Yeah, he did get hurt in like the third quarter. I know I had him in daily fantasy leagues. I thought he would have a pretty good week, but he did get hurt. Maybe if he doesn't get hurt, he'd get another 10 points. So a lot of question marks on Chris's team. Not bad starts though.
Yeah. I mean, that tight end spot's still a little shaky. Yeah. If you need a tight end, Chris, come shop over at the Old Town Toads.
But he benched Adam Thielen. Yeah, he benched Adam Thielen, which was a good move.
Yeah, that was a great call this week.
I mean, it wasn't really like he might have saved just 2 or 3. I mean, Marquise Brown didn't do too bad or too good, and Tyler Boyd didn't do much either. But still a good play.
Yeah, but also you got to think he's got Saquon down there on IR. If he had him maybe in instead of Tariq Cohen, I mean, we may be talking about a different score here. Who knows? That's
why the mini game. Yeah, that's why the mini game was 10-0. Everyone picked Dom. I think it's just solely because of these injuries that he has. Well, I mean, I think it's only Saquon, or I mean, Antonio Brown he lost too, just because he's a nut job.
Because he's an idiot.
But I think that's the only reason why people picked Dom was because I mean, Chris is riddled with injuries. He's still 3-1. He still can make some noise, but he's got to win some of these tough matchups with Saquon out just to keep keep in the race.
With him leading my division, though, I'll take that loss.
All right, so we're going to go to the last game we got is Lubasi Matt. This game really wasn't that close. Lubasi had a great week, close to 100, just under. And he got a negative. He got a negative 1.1 from Mecole Hardman and still put up 98, which is pretty impressive.
Well, when you got Jordan Howard out there scoring an obscene 3 touchdowns, that we haven't seen a showing like that from him all season, but he just decides to go off this game, and Lubasi's having to start him. So, I mean, a good start, good call. I don't know if he would have done the same if Matt Breida was on a bye, or wasn't on a bye, but who knows?
I mean, another great defensive pick for Lubasi. That Patriots D has been #1 probably ever through the first 4 weeks. They've been putting up 7, 35, 14, 23. That's probably the best defensive showing I've seen in fantasy.
Yeah, he's been rocking and rolling with those defenses. And with me playing him this week, I hope that comes to an end. But Patriots have the Redskins this week, so
probably not.
Anticipating another one of these big number games, but I'd love to see another negative on his team this week versus me, because I think he might have to put up more than 98 to beat me. Yeah,
Tyreek started practicing this week. Probably won't play this in week 5, but looking better to play week 6, week 7. I don't know when their bye week is. Look really quick right now, but it looks like he's going to be coming back pretty soon.
But John Ross just got sent to the IR this week, so that could be tough for him too. He didn't start him this week though, which was a good call because he only got 3.6. But
yeah, 6 to 8 weeks. Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, good week from Lubasi. Tough week for Matt over here. Rolled the dice on Daniel Jones after that huge first performance. Don't blame him there, but a 12.3, that's tough. Leonard Fournette finally flashed some skill. 24.5 is a pretty decent week there. And then, I mean, everyone else on Matt's team kind of stunk. He's been having a rough go with Juju. I have to imagine that's
he just tweeted out
Big Ben injury.
Yeah, he just tweeted out maybe a couple days ago about how that was a wasted. He said 2nd round, but he got him in the 3rd round, but I didn't want to correct him on Twitter. No, he did get him in the 2nd round.
Oh, so you're the one that's wrong.
Yeah, so he was the 21st pick. So I was thinking 10-man league, that would have been 3rd round, but
gotcha.
I keep forgetting that 12 people on this league.
Yeah, and his 1st round pick's not doing too great either. DeAndre Hopkins, 2.1.
He's had a couple rough 2 weeks.
He is, yeah, and Philip Lindsay couldn't repeat his week 3 performance, just put up a 6, so, yeah, a rough week for Matt here.
He would have beat 3 people on the league, though.
Yeah, 70.9, that is the theme for the week. Shoot low. But if you're Ryan and you put up 113, you'll still lose, so that's awesome.
Big Joey. All right, so we can go to kind of look ahead of next week. Let me get to week 5 here. And we can start with game of the week. We kind of chose Ryan and Lubasi this week just because of the rivalry. Ryan's been talking shit all on this podcast and just with Lubasi all year, so we had to make this game of the week.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm not too worried.
Projections are close, 101 to 94. Should be a good game. I'm looking forward to it.
I think it'll be a good game. I think that Packers defense will shut down Zeke. Lubasi doesn't think so, but I do, and I hope he leaves Stephon Diggs in there. I'm hoping for another week 2 performance from him, because he's just been not great all year. Or week 3 performance, the 1.5. Hope for another one of those. I got a couple questionables on my team here that concern me a little bit. And I got Melvin Gordon coming back, so really hoping that he gets to see at least 15 touches this week. But all in all, not worried.
Yeah, I mean, he mentioned to me and to our group, me and Ryan's group chat with him, that MVS is going to turn up this week, he thinks, especially if Davante Adams can't go. It's going to be the MVS show. And I got to agree with him. I mean, who else is Rodgers going to throw to except Jimmy Graham? But he
come look at Ryan's bench, because we got Geronimo Allison. And that's who Aaron Rodgers is going to be throwing to, since you asked.
Geronimo, let's see his stats this year.
Look at his stats from last game when Davante Adams went out.
8 catches all year.
That's all he needs.
Let's see MVS. 16 catches this year. I'd probably go MVS.
Double the catches, but they have about the same amount of total fantasy points, so I don't know, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. He's got Diggs still in there.
The one person on his team that I'm scared of is his fucking defense. That is the person on his team I am the most scared of, is his defense.
I don't know, Elliott. He said Green Bay's run defense isn't that great. They've been shutting down the pass a lot, but I mean, like Lubasi mentioned, Jordan Howard just got 3 touchdowns on the Green Bay defense. So I don't know. Ezekiel might eat. I don't know.
You know what? I think if Zeke eats and everyone else puts up their average, I'll be all right. I'm not worried about it. Bring it on, Lubasi.
So yeah, we got 2 Thursday games with Ryan, with Russell Wilson and Will Dissly, his tight end. And then I think Lubasi has one. Who does he have?
He does not have one. He had Jared Goff in, but he put.
Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, 2 people for Ryan. Ryan's not had the best of luck on Thursdays. That's when Christian McCaffrey got his 4.3, and Chris Godwin got I think Chris Godwin actually did good that week.
I don't know. I had a terrible week that week, so it doesn't matter.
But yeah, so we'll see how that Thursday night goes. Josh Jacobs questionable. Chris Godwin questionable. Josh Jacobs is probably one to look out for.
I got replacements for both of those guys. I'm not super concerned. But
yeah, I think this is gonna be a hard-fought week. Lubasi's gonna both people want the win really badly. It's gonna be bragging rights if they see each other in the playoffs, because I think this is the only week they play each other. So it's gonna be bragging rights for the whole season.
I gotta catch up to Chris. I've taken a couple bad losses that could have gone other ways, but got to catch up to Chris and get this dub this week. So give me your best shot, Lubasi. Hope you can put up 140 because I'm going for my third 140 game of the year.
All right, we'll see what happens with this game. It'll be a fun game to watch. Next game we can talk about is me and Johnny. Johnny's projected to actually beat me, 97-93.
Yeah, I inside scoop from Johnny last night. He said that he's going to shock the league and upset you, take down the 4-0 champ right now, and he told me to tell everyone to pick him this week. So if people pick you, Johnny, and you disappoint them, I'm not going to be here to protect you. I wouldn't be here anyway, but I'm just saying, I hope you can put your money where your mouth is. I hope he does dethrone you from that 4-0 though. I think your head's getting a little too big.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny's got 2 questionable starting right now. We don't know about Hilton. It sounds like he'll play, but will he play the whole game? Basically, will he get a lot of looks and a lot of snaps? Julian Edelman's questionable. Dax against Green Bay secondary, which I just stated have been very good against the quarterbacks. I don't know. Johnny's team's not looking as scary as it could be, but my team is kind of hurting with Galladay on a bye, Prater's on a bye. Got to get Will Fuller in there, which I don't love, but he's my best option right now. The thing about my team is I have very good starters, but when these bye weeks start, I don't have a lot of depth. I've been trying to trade for depth, but people just aren't going for it.
Yeah, trading's been tough this year.
Will Fuller had a couple deep looks last week that Watson just overthrew. So I'm thinking Will Fuller's due. He's only got 6'11", 14 receptions for not even 200 yards. So it's that's gonna be a risky play. That's my only I'm kind of afraid of that, and I'm kind of afraid of Eckler-Melvin situation. We'll see how that turns out, but I think Eckler will still get most of the carries this week, and then Melvin will probably kind of take over after this week is what my guess would be.
I hope he takes over this week. But
yeah, the coach has already said that he's not gonna have to ease him in, but.
Yeah, well, when he gets his first carry of the game and it goes for a 75-yard touchdown, they'll probably
that's all you need.
Ease him in, all right. But yeah, should be a close game. I hope Johnny can dethrone you, and I think I'm gonna roll the dice and pick him.
Oh.
So next we'll go to Jimmy versus James, JVJ. Jarvis Landry left last game with a concussion, and James Conner left he didn't leave last game, but kind of caught the injury last game, had a little ankle injury. So 2 big questionables on each of these teams. It's a 5-point projection difference. I don't know. I think it could be pretty close.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like I said earlier in the podcast, I think James is going to have a big bounce-back week, so I'll probably be rolling with him just because of how bad each of his big players did with Brady, Jones, even Cooks. But Jimmy's rolling the dice with Kyler Murray. I don't think it's a bad option because if Devontae Adams doesn't go, Aaron Rodgers was kind of looking lost with those receivers out there, and Dallas does have a pretty good secondary. So I think it's rolling the dice, but I think it's a good roll.
Yeah, and I
don't know. It's going to be interesting to see.
If the 49ers offense can get the Bengals defense to a -8, I'm sure Kyler Murray can work some magic.
But yeah, I think I'd probably be rolling with James just because some of these, like Julio Jones, is not going to get another 5. He's going to get a touchdown or at least a lot of looks to get one. So I'll probably roll with James.
Be good to keep an eye on those injuries, though. I don't know. I think I'm kind of liking Jimmy this week. I think Sony Michel might pick it up this week versus the Redskins, and if Damian Williams comes back. Remember, Jimmy was without Damian last week, so
It's true.
But it'll definitely be big to see where these injuries, because these are two big name guys on each of their teams.
Yeah, you got Adams on the bench questionable too, so if he plays, that'll turn the tide, I think, too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, but I think I might be rolling with Jimmy this week. But that'll be a close one to watch.
Oh yeah, looking at the next game, we got a combined 110 points for last week, with Rudy getting 59 and Chewy getting like 67.
Yeah.
So this might be a low-scoring game.
I'm not sure about these projections. I think Chewy might have paid ESPN.com to give him this 101 projection.
Yeah, he's 1-3. Rudy's 0-4. So Rudy's looking for that first win still. I hope he gets it. I mean, it's just not fun when you're 0-4. But it's still time to turn it around, Rudy. I mean, your team. You have Patrick Mahomes. Like he's good.
Hopefully he's doing well on the mini game.
Yeah, we'll look at that too soon. But I just Calvin Ridley's rolling with him still. I don't know. I guess
Joe Mixon has been nothing short of a disappointment this year. Had one big good week. But other than that, been pretty rough. Kind of glad Rudy drafted him because I was looking at him around the same time.
Yeah, I was really low on Mixon this year.
Pretty sad. But I don't know. This could turn out to be a really close game. This could turn out to be a blowout in either direction, really, because both of these teams have honestly kind of
underperformed.
Gone the wrong direction, we'll say. But it could be a very close game. Again, I don't know if I'm buying this 101.3 projection. I really don't know if I'm buying that 91 either. But you know what? Good luck to both these guys, and this will probably be, for me, the toughest matchup to pick on, because I think I'm going to root for Rudy to get his first win, though. I think we should all rally behind him and root for that.
And Tevin Coleman might be coming back this week. At least he's kind of ramping up his practices. So he might not. He probably won't play this week, I think. But it looks like maybe next week he could get back on the playing field, which would be good for Rudy.
Yep, I agree. But I think that's going to be a pretty close game, and we'll see what happens. So now we'll go
so looking at the next game,
Chris and Matt.
Chris got a low projection. I don't know if that's Mac not having points or.
Well, he's got a couple questionables here. Matt's got a questionable with Juju. That's a big one.
Which is
so
still
big name
Juju.
Questionables again. I mean, is there really an instance where you can sit Juju? That's tough.
I mean, Singletary's coming back. He looked good until he was injured.
Yeah. I think when he comes back, he'll resume his role as a starter. I think Frank Gore is pretty much a backup at this point, this age that he's at. So I think when Singletary's healthy, he'll probably come back and step back into that starter role, which would be really good for Matt. I think he definitely needs him right now. And I would love to see Matt win this game. Like I said earlier, Chris is on top of this division. He's already got a win against me. My worst week of the year. So I'd love to see Matt come and take this. But I mean, if Jacoby Brissett has another week like he did last week, it's gonna be tough. And he's playing that KC defense, who's been really shit versus the pass.
Yeah, I think their problem is kind of the run, though. But he's got Marlon Mack for the run. Their front seven's not that good.
Well,
but
that's if he plays. We got that Q.
I wonder who would back him up, because I have Hines on the bench, but I don't think he would be the
Jordan
workhorse.
Wilkins is the backup.
Yeah, Jordan Wilkins. But yeah, this should be a good game. Chris has got those injuries.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is gonna be another game where we're gonna have to keep an eye on these injuries. But even with the projections so far, I think it will end up being a pretty close game. But like I said, I really hope Matt can pull this off for my division title hopes. Could really use an upset here.
All right, and going to the last game, we got Joey, who had a great week last week that we covered, and then Dom, who had a not bad week. He got 94. Joey got like 110. This should be a good game. I'm actually thinking this will be a very good game.
And we got some more injuries. Man, we got injuries all over the place.
A lot of cues.
Wayne Gallman. Giants already lost their starter, and now their backup's questionable. Amari Cooper, Mark Andrews, again, big names. Projection's pretty close. I definitely don't think Nick Chubb's going to do what he did last week. For Dom's sake, I hope not.
Yeah, I mean, Dom's got a good team. I think both of these guys are in my division, so I kind of hope Joey wins just so Dom kind of gets off my neck in the division standings.
He's going to need a good week from Alvin Kamara for sure. Hopefully he can put up some Alvin Kamara numbers.
Yeah, they're both in my division, 1-3 and 3-1, so I would hope Joey wins, but Dom, I think I would probably go Dom here.
Yeah. I think he's definitely got the better team, but if Joey has another week like he did last week, he's definitely got a shot.
Yeah, you definitely never know.
If he never puts up triple digits again this season, though, I'll be pretty upset. I'm not gonna lie.
Right, I'll probably roll with Dom. I like Dom's team. I am like he is. It's me and him on top, 4-0-3-1. That's gonna be a dogfight, I think, for that number one for the East Division there.
Yep, but definitely another good game. I think Week 5 slated up to be pretty good. I think there's going to be a couple lopsided, but overall, I think it should be another good week.
All right, so we're just going to turn our attention to the mini game to kind of end this out, wrap it up a little bit. No perfect scores this week. Couple fours, though, with Ryan and Chris. No zeros yet.
No zeros yet. But
nobody got one either. This was a good week for everyone. I mean, 2 was the lowest, 4 was the highest.
Lubasi, his highest score of the season with a 3. Look
3.
out. Here comes the comeback train.
Yeah, that Chris with 4 and then you're with 4, that kind of puts you right close to Joey. Going down the line, Ryan with 12, Jacob with 9, Lubasi with 7. Rudy with 10, Matt with 10, Dom with 10, Johnny with 10, Jamie with 8, Joey with 13 leading the pack, Chris with 11, Chewy with 11, James with 11. So a lot of 10s and 11s.
Still really close. The farthest gap we have is from Joey Lubasi, and that's still only a 6-point swing there, so definitely anything could happen. Hopefully Lubasi plays this week of actual fantasy like he plays this mini game so that I'll get this win. But this has been fun.
Yeah, I just got the average of 10.16 for everyone's score. So if you're around the 10 area, you're average, but you want to be number 1 or 2 at the end because that's who's getting the payday.
Rudy, better start stepping it up in the mini game. Your team's gonna keep playing like that too.
He's got 10, so he's not too far off.
He does have 10. He's only 3 points away from the leader, so if I want to start shifting his focus to the mini game. Sure, he'll text me about that comment, but no, I think this has been fun. I like this mini game, and I think I've said it every week, but I see this being close pretty much until the end. And I bet that week 17 matchup is going to be really hype.
Yeah, I agree. I can't wait for the ending here.
All right, well, I would say that that's about a podcast. So I think we can probably wrap this up. It's been a fun season so far, and we're not even close to halfway. Looking forward to beating my high score. That's my goal for the season.
That's everyone's goal.
Well, I think
Like
I'm gonna do it.
$25.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take that. Then I'm gonna take the minigame 25, and then you know what? Might fuck around and just win the whole thing.
Hey, minigame 75-25. So if you want to get second, go ahead, because I'm gonna get first. So yeah, I'll take the 75.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys sticking around, listening to this. If you are, if you're not, well then you're probably not gonna hear me say this. So hope you guys have a good week and root for Ryan because Lubasi's trash.
Peace out.